Hello Harmony Central, this is Mats Nermark from Sweden, hosting your yearly Hall E crawl. So welcome to the netherworld of NAMM. As I said, Hall E is in the basement. This is where they put all the crazy companies, the strange guys, but the funniest products, and it will be my pleasure to host you here today on a little Hall E crawl through the netherworld. So bear with me and we're good to go. Now, between this jackrabbit and these guys, you know that there is no other business than this where that kind of look can lend credibility to your act. Now, as I mentioned during yesterday's highlight video, there are two companies with exceedingly cool names. One is Audible Disease and the other one is Dwarfcraft. And we are going to see them now. Be prepared for joystick heaven. Now, here we have Dwarfcraft devices and we have Audible Disease. And I'm hoping to have someone show us this funny stuff. The bit mangler and everything.
How you doing?
Fine. We're here from Harmony Central doing a video.
Oh, very cool.
So where's the Dwarfcraft guy?
I think he's right here.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Ben.
Hey. Good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you again. Why don't you take this device, talk into the display, and explain that black box over there?
Okay. Well, what we got here, I'm calling it the Cube of Destiny. And, okay, that's the video there?
Yeah.
All right.
Video, that's the audio.
Okay.
You need to talk into it pretty close because it won't
Okay.
noise.
So what we have on one side is a Robot Devil circuit, which is overdrive and suboctave. Then over here we have part of a Rot Your Brain circuit, which is 2 square wave oscillators. And then this one up front mixes it all together. And it's made out of this weird enclosure that I got for free from the local pro audio shop. And and then there's volumes for each of them here too, so you can further mix. But mostly I like to set up a drone and then just play over it on the guitar. So, do you want to hear it? Should we hook it up?
Sure.
All right. So you can hear the synth coming through right now. I just got turned up a little so I can hear it over there. That's how I would use it, but it does all that noise stuff too.
Yeah. So we will leave Ben here with a thank you for the demonstration and best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And now we're off to see Bob Scott of Audible Disease.
Right.
Now, unfortunately, Bob is busy with some Japanese gentlemen trying to do what we're trying to do, catch the coolest thing at the NAMM show. Hi, how are you? Bob Scott has designed 2 lines of pedals. One are just effect pedals for guitars, but saying just effect pedals is not quite right when it comes to Bob stuff, because nothing is just anything, because it's just not. And so while the effect stuff is funny, the synth stuff is even funnier. He has a product called the Synth Bomb, which is basically a synthesizer generated tone machine, which is controlled by light through openings in the enclosure. And you can hold your hand or your foot over it just to mix the different kinds of sounds, and it is, I can't say how I would use it if I would use it, but I would have a lot of fun with it, and I guess so would you. So we're here with Bob at Audible Disease, and he will explain some of his fantastic stuff for us. More fun for the future.
And it is fantastic.
Yes, and Bob will speak into this display.
Oh, okay, good. What is that thing?
It's recording your audio.
Yeah, so let's see. Audible Disease. Let's see. We've been around for about 6 years now. We do mostly pedal effects and synthesizers. Today we have some synthesizers on display, as well as some pedal effects. I can show them off if you like.
Please.
See, probably this one, as far as the synthesizers go, this one is the Audible Disease Synth Bomb SP1. It's yeah, it does pretty well. A lot of people like this one. It's basically a 4 oscillator synthesizer. The frequency of each one of those oscillators is controlled by how much light is hitting each one of these lenses right here. And then so we're in a really bright spot right now, so we're going to get some massively high frequencies. But are we turned down over there? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you can get a general idea what this sounds like. You can expose one lens to the light. And it's designed to be a handheld. There's no knobs on this thing. Like, so the volume control, there is no volume control. It's always loud. To turn it off, just unplug it. It disconnects the battery, saves your battery. It's designed to be handheld, actually, but a lot of people have put it on keyboard stands and stuff like that, and kind of played it as a theremin and whatnot. So it's you know, a really fun device.
So what about the gas mask?
The gas mask over here, this is just something that's really cool to look at. Kind of a logo. Yeah. Isn't it cool looking? Yeah, so yeah, as far as probably in the pedal effects department, we probably our best selling and most popular one is the Audible Disease Convulsion CN2. It's essentially a super high gain distortion pedal. You can mix in white noise with the input signal, and that, like if you're playing guitar or something through it, it really adds like strange textures to whatever you put into it. The distortion can be oscillated, and giving it just strange sputtering sounds, and it can go from just kind of a normal high gain distortion pedal, and you can add in as much of that oscillation as you know feel is necessary. Also, yeah, you can starve some of the internal circuitry with this spit knob here. All of the knobs are named something clever, like a cough and spit and whatnot. But let's do a demo of that real quick. Yeah, let's see. Let's start off with. Yeah, so yeah, this is pretty much like just the distortion effect, and there's actually no white noise blended in with the input signal. If we like give it a little bit of white noise, you can it's better at high volumes, but you can hear some tonality changes and whatnot. The cough knob here is the oscillation. When you turn that, you can get some like massive sputtering sort of sounds. And then you can back it off a little bit and find, I don't know if you can hear that well or not. Yeah, then you can further screw up the sound with starving some of the internal circuitry with this knob right here. A lot of people really dig this pedal. There's bass players that use it, keyboardists that use it. I even recently heard somebody's using this with vocals too. So very interesting, gnarly pedal.
So we will leave Bob. We will leave Audible Disease, sorry, and we'll move on. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
And best of luck. Yeah. Now here we have something called the Rock Lock. We have no idea what it is, but I'm sure we're about to find out. Follow me. Hello, I'm Christopher. I'm Mats from Harmony Central.
Hello, Mats.
I would like you to speak into this display and explain what Rock Lock is all about.
Okay. Basically, the Rock Lock is the new anti-theft device for guitarists on the market. And the way it works is you loop the cable around whatever you would like, you load the rock into the lock, and then you lock the neck of the guitar. It's basically to prevent snatch and run kind of theft, unloading, loading, set breaks, stuff like that. Retailers are also really liking it. They can use it without the cable to keep on the neck of the guitar for their high-end instruments. That way, if somebody would like to play their high-end stuff, they gotta get an associate, have them unlock it, and it helps them create an opportunity to close a sale.
Very good. So thank you, Christopher. We'll have a good trip. Okay. One thing about this NAMM show is we see lots of ukuleles from unknown companies and known companies. And for those of you who think it's easier to play a small instrument with only 4 strings, you are quite mistaken. It's an instrument in its very own right. So we're here with Stage Ninja, and Brent is going to tell us something about their excellent microphone stand.
Very good, thank you.
Please hold this and speak into the display.
Yes. Excuse me. This is based off of, we based this off of what we originally came out with as the SBL or Sound Booth Light series. Users can put this on a soundboard, pop their mag light in it. Then it sort of developed into, we started making them with microphone holders. This is the MB for magnet bass. It's an 80-pound rated magnet, which is excellent for miking pianos, also on DJ stands, etc., etc. Any amplifier with a metal grill, pop this on, you're rocking. Also, we have the clamp bass version, which you can clamp onto drum hardware, amplifiers, anywhere you want. It's a quick, convenient way to open up and set up your mic. Primarily, we're most known for making retractable audio cables. We came out originally with the retractable guitar cable, the 26-foot series. Now we're making larger speaker cable versions. Also 60-foot microphone reels, all fully retractable and made in the USA.
So thank you, Brent.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Cheers. Thank you.
Many moons ago, Fairlight CMI from Australia made a splash in the world and changed music forever with their sampling, synthesis, whatnot. Mainly pioneered by singer-songwriter, legend Peter Gabriel of Genesis fame and, solo artist. And now they're back. They have released a 30th anniversary edition, which apparently is still 16-bit. Still sounds the same, and I believe it's still expensive. Now, if you're a fashion-conscious guitar player and you need a cable to match your new shoes, then look no farther than Hall E. Here you can find cables of any color, any length, any kind of attachment, any kind of anything. So, you know, you want a curly one, you want a braided one, you want just a standard straight one, this is the place to go. One great thing for NAMM visitors of the nerd-like quality as my own is that you get to be a child again. The feelings I have the days before going to NAMM is just like being a kid before Christmas. You never know what you will get, and you're excited, and you're often disappointed because you don't get exactly what you want, but sometimes you get so surprised and you get way more than you could ever imagine, because this is, after all, the NAMM show and Hall E. Now, in case you thought I was kidding when I mentioned a lot of ukuleles before, I'm not kidding. This really is Ukulele Town. So, in order to get more knowledge about this exquisite instrument type, we are at Kanua Ukulele from Hawaii. And here is Samuel to tell us about his ukuleles. And please tell us especially about the ukulele with no waist.
Absolutely. This is a pineapple ukulele. This particular model is a veneer. It's with flame maple. In our retail stores, we have retail stores in Hawaii. This is one of the most popular instruments.
So what's the difference between an ordinary ukulele and a pineapple ukulele?
The pineapple ukulele has a warmer sound than the smaller soundboard of the soprano, which would be a figure 8 shape. The warmer sound, it's appealing to many people. Personally, I do play the figure 8 more because I like the very high-reaching, clear trebles. But for those who like a warmer sound, I can play it for you if you'd like to hear it. It's sweet. It's very sweet.
Well, thank you, Samuel, very much. Could you play us a few chords? So that's it. That's Samuel. That's the ukulele concert for today. Thank you, Samuel, and good luck. One very well-known thing that's very irritating for custom guitar makers is that the guitar player in general is a very conservative beast. If it doesn't say Fender on the headstock, if it doesn't say Gibson on the headstock, you probably will not buy it. But thank God there are other companies that just sort of disregards that unhealthy attitude and goes their own way. We've seen pineapple ukuleles, we've seen figure 8 ukuleles, but we also have jumbo-size ukuleles with the traditional herringbone inlays. According to substantiated rumors on the Harmony Central forums, the ukulele invasion is about to commence any day, and it may be true that the ukuleles are actually made for smaller beings than ourselves. And if you want to look at what will happen or think, just access your subconscious by looking closely into the patterns of these ukuleles. So, are you on the lookout for the optimal presents for your mother-in-law? Look no further. A set of unsynchronized metronomes. The birthday present from hell. Now we all know that guitars are basically made out of wood, but sometimes there comes along another alternative thought. And here we have the Glass Tones guitar, which has all points that could possibly touch the strings, is actually made of glass. as you can see on this guitar here, you have the bridge inserts of glass, you have the nut made of glass, and the entire fretboard, including the frets, are actually glass. So every point that the string touches is glass, and it supposedly gives it better sustain, better tonal characteristics. And here we have Joey from Glass Tones, who can tell us even more about these guitars.
And who am I talking to?
Harmony Central.
Actually, this is the guy you want to talk to, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
We're waiting for you.
Okay.
And I got Mason Stoops in here.
Okay.
Studio sessions player for a
Okay.
So if you
Should we
wanna
go ahead?
Take this.
Sure.
Yeah. So the innovation is that the string always vibrates between 2 points of highly dense silica material. And so we have the top nut, and then there's Tone Pros that have the glass inlays, and then we have a molded fretboard with the frets molded into the actual fretboard. And I'm going to hand it over to Mason to show you what it sounds like.
Okay.
All right, so first you wanted to go and take it through a clean setting?
Sure.
Because that's really where this guitar shines through, is if you can layer onto it the distortion, the high end, what this guitar can do cleanly and beautifully, but it's really about the clean. The clean, I've never heard a guitar that's so articulate, that has so much, just sharp, pure note. I mean, the notes will just ring out. I can hit a chord, and there they are. They just ring. It's not muddled up. There aren't certain frequencies that don't ring out and some that do, or some that ring out more or less. It's just even all the way through the guitar. Right now I'm in humbucking mode on the neck pickup. If I pull up on the tone knob, it becomes a coil tapped single coil pickup. And unlike almost every other coil tapped humbucker guitar I've played with, this one, it really rings through in the right way. It still has all the bite. It's just a little clear. But it's still warm, and that's great. So now it's the same thing, even clearer, but. I was going to take you through is just something that was a little clean. You could hear just the way it rings out. Articulate, just super clean, super crisp. So if I roll over here, we're in the middle position now. Really here, get the bridge pickup involved, get a little more bite to it like you would expect. I mean, it's messy, but it's. But just like that right there, it'll go. Fades out evenly, it's fantastic. Bridge pickup, same thing. I mean, push the amp a little bit, but if I roll off, it's all still there. So you just have a great, pure sound to really build off of, and that's what I love about this guitar. So now that we know we've got a great clean tone to work with, let's go ahead and kick in a drive. You can really hear. You have a bit of volume. Can you handle a little bit of volume? So the same thing. I mean, even though all those qualities that make it sound great clean now ring through into the distortion. So you get a really even dynamic, really flowing, really pure distortion where all the notes in the chord will ring out instead of muddy up like you generally do with heavy distortion. I can do an A chord. And it just rings out. another thing to note out is just the sustain the thing has. I mean, I don't even need to have a distortion on it, but still. Stop it there. I mean, it's not. We're not dealing with feedback feeding the guitar, where then it'll go into infinite sustain. That's the real note. That's the string just resonating, just holding it. And you know, I guess, I mean, from what he's worked with, it's the glass, it's the combination of everything, and it just works, and it's just fantastic. So. There you go. I mean. What more do you need?
Okay, Mason, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And Mark, thank you.
Thank you.
And best of luck to your endeavors.
All right, thank you very much. How you doing, Harmony Central? Thanks.
There's always been a need for cigar box guitars, and here we have the Schoen guitar box guitars. Now, once in a while, in the midst of all crazy scientists down here in Hall A, you find something really, really eye-catching, high-quality, proven stuff. And in this case, I'm talking about Tom Anderson Guitar Works. He has designed a sort of a take of a Les Paul called the Bulldog. And one thing that's really amazing about this guitar is that it has a very interesting neck joint. It's a 2-screw neck joint that's supposed to feel and act and sound like a set neck. One thing with this guitar also is that it's easier for Strat players to play this kind of Les Paul because the strings sits closer to the body. Because one of the complaints that Strat and Teller players have when they go to the Les Paul is that the distance between the body and strings are so much different that it's hard to handle. So Tom Anderson thought about this and designed the Bulldog. And believe me, if you have a chance to try it out, please do. You're doing yourself a favor. But please leave your credit card at home. Sometimes change comes in small packages and is very unobtrusive. And on these new Collins guitars, like the old Junior style guitars, they have a stop tail piece that is curved to follow the curve of the fretboard, because it's been criticism because it hasn't followed, and it's made of brass and it's sounding really nice. And you can see it here. So Harmony Central, what you see in front of you is a somewhat scary security guard telling us that this is the end of our tour. We cannot walk further beyond the limits of what is known as the netherworld of NAMM, Hall E. So, this is Mats Nermark signing off, thanking you for your attendance. Bye-bye.